Problem number 3. The floors look really splotchy. Well, it looks like this. Let me show you first. So imagine this is my garage, divided into 4 pieces. Quite a concentration there. Then more, here. Super concentrated here. I think in the kits they talk about dividing your garage into 4 and distributing the flakes, but no one ever seems to read them or understand what it means. So they start off, they might do the quadrant thing okay, but then they put down the flakes, and then you can see that they've got sort of done this bit, and then they've headed into this quadrant, and they're halfway through this, and they're like, uh-oh, we have a problem, Houston. We seem to be running out of flakes. Over here, paranoid, schizophrenic, panic sets in, and over here, oh my God, I've completely stuffed up my floor. Average size double garage, 5.2 million. These cats, a few hundred. We put down 20 kilograms of flakes. They are putting down 500 grams. That's why our floors cover the floor beautifully and you get a wonderful, consistent finish across the entire floor. To get rid of the splotchiness, you need to use more flakes. Divide your garage into quadrants. The DIY kits are spot on with that instruction. Get yourself 4 cups. Divide your flakes equally into each one of the cups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what you want to do is imagine that your quadrant is set up like a chessboard. So what does that look like? I'm standing here, I have a handful of flakes, I take a step, I throw some flakes in the air. I take another step, I throw the flakes in the air, and I go along. Once I finish one line of my chessboard, I step back, and then I go back the other way. And then I step back, and I go back the other way. What you want to do is make sure that all of the flakes, when they get up in the air, spread and disperse so that they all land on the ground in different spots. What you don't want to do is grab a big handful of flakes and do this, because you clump this area and you don't know whether all of the flakes that are buried underneath all the ones on top have landed well on the floor, because what the little buggers do is, if that's my floor, they'll tend to sit like this. If I've got a little pile of their mates sitting here, one will come and sit here. So this is a wasted flake because it's not lying nice and flat on the floor like these fellas. And nice flat flakes on the floor is key to good coverage. Final problem I see and final solution for you. Hot tire pickup. No one in the industry likes talking about this one because everyone likes you to think that it never happens. That's just bollocks. People who say that either probably have no experience or they're just lying to you. One of the keys to success is resin. You'll want to get as much epoxy resin in your products as you can instead of jamming them full of solvents, for example. With these DIY kits, they're pretty light on resin. If I said resin was one of the secrets to success with epoxy, the other massive secret to success, and in fact, for my mind, this is the cornerstone. Grinding the floor increases the surface area of the concrete. Here's my concrete, here's my epoxy. It's going to sit on top like so. That's good. It gets this bit here to this bit here to stick onto. Okay, that's good, but the secret to success with epoxy is, drum roll please. That is correct. Surface area. What happens when you grind the concrete? Well, imagine I have a block of butter and I get a fork and I drag it through the butter. I create grooves in it. That's what happens when you grind concrete. Amongst other things, you're taking off contaminants and latents and all these sorts of things. But you're also doing this to it. That's not to scale, but you get the idea. So instead of having a flat bit of surface area, now I've increased the surface area by these bits. More surface area equals more area that the epoxy can stick to, therefore better chance of it staying there under pressure, such as when a hot tire lands on top of it. The Bunnings DIY kits, as I said before, I have successfully installed them to test them out. The key, the absolute first fundamental key to make them work, if you want them to stick there for a long time, Get yourself down to Kennards or your local hire shop, hire a concrete grinder and a big ass vacuum to sit onto it to keep all the dust out of the house, and grind the concrete first. It's going to take you a couple of hours. It's going to take you a few $100 to go down and grab one, but your chances of success with your coatings staying there increase by a factor of about, I don't know, 1,000. Huge difference. So that's it. That's how you get a DIY kit and make it last in your garage. Buy some extra flakes, grind the concrete, whack down a top coat, and that sucker will probably going to stay there for 20 years. I hope this has been really informative and helpful. Let us know any comments. Let me know if you've got any questions that you'd like answered. And thank you very much. We'll see you in the next one.